Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all to this one-day conclave on independent directors. I request Debashish Mitra sir, past president of ICI, Purushottam Khandelwal sir, the Central Council member Preeti Savla ma'am, Central Council member Sunil Sanghvi sir, chairman of Ahmedabad branch, and Neerav Agrawal, vice chairman of Ahmedabad branch, to escort our chief guest of the day, GC Yadav sir, to the dais. A big round of applause. Requesting all the members to rise up for the ICI motto.
Yaesha supteshu jagrati Yaesha supteshu jagrati Kamam 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 Pursho nirvimanaha Tadeva shukram Tada Brahma Tadeva mritamujjate Tasmin lokaha shataha Sarve taduna tyati kaschan Etadvaita
Requesting all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais to join us for the lighting of the lamp. Dinal Bhai, Samir Chaudhary, Managing Committee member, Rinkesh Bhai, Chintan Bhai, Regional Council member, Parag sir, please join us for the lighting of the lamp. And Abhinav Malavia, Managing Committee member and past Secretary of Ahmedabad branch.
Shubham kurutvam kalyanam Arogyam dhanasampadah Shubham kurutvam kalyanam Arogyam dhanasampadah Shatru buddhi vinashaya Deepajyotir namosute Deepajyotir namosute Shubham kurutvam kalyanam Arogyam dhanasampadah Shubham kurutvam kalyanam Arogyam dhanasampadah
Now requesting Sunil Sanghvi sir, chairman of Ahmedabad branch, to address the gathering. I welcome CA Aniket Talati sir, immediate past president of ICI, to this session. A big round of applause for him.
Respected Chief Guest of the today, Sri GC Yadav ji, Regional Director. CA Aniket B. Talati, immediate past President. CA Dr. Debashish Mitra ji, past President. CA Preetiben Savla ji, CCM and Chairperson of this Organizing Committee, Women Members Excellence Committee. CA Purushottam Khandelwal, Central Council Member. CA Neerav Agrawal, Vice Chairman of the branch. CA Sunil Shah, Secretary of the branch. Regional Council Member CA Chintan Bhai Patel. Managing Committee Member CA Samir Chaudhary, CA Rinkesh Shah, CA Abhinav Malavia, CA Dinal Bhai Shah, and all dear participants. Good morning, all of you. And I welcome to this Independent Directors Conclave organized by the Corporate Laws and Corporate Governance Committee ICI and the Women's Members Committee ICI, and hosted by Ahmedabad branch. I am thankful to chairperson of both the committees to give an opportunity to Ahmedabad branch to host this event. Independent directors bring a wealth of benefits to a company board, including objectivity, strategic insight, effective corporate governance, and improved the stakeholder confidence. We have 3 insightful panel discussion of London panel state and moderator, which includes the 3 past presidents of our institute, and 1 special address by our immediate past president, C. Aniket Talati. My best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Now I request Sunil Sangvichar, Sir, Chairman of Ahmedabad branch, and Purushottam Khandelwal, Sir, Central Council member, to felicitate Chief Guest of the day, GC Yadav, Sir, with a bouquet and a memento. Now it's my privilege to felicitate CA Aniket Talati, sir, immediate past president of ICAI, along with Rinkesh Shah, managing committee member, to come on the stage for felicitating our immediate past president of ICAI, CA Aniket Talati, sir. A big round of applause. With such a surprise, he was not expected to come because of his prior commitments, and at last moment when he's giving a surprise, we are so happy with you, sir. Now I request Vice Chairman of Ahmedabad branch, Nirav Agrawal, to be on the dais and felicitate our past president of ICAI, Debashish Mitra, sir, with a bouquet and a memento. Now I request Chintan Patel, sir, Regional Council member, to be on the dais and felicitate our Central Council member, Preeti Savla ma'am, with a bouquet and a memento. Now I request immediate past secretary of Ahmedabad branch, CA Abhinav Malavia, and Samir Chaudhary, managing committee member, to felicitate our own Central Council member, Purushottam Khandelwal, sir, with a bouquet and a memento. Now I request Purushottam Khandelwal, sir, Central Council member, to give his opening remarks.
Good morning. Chief guest for today's function, Regional Director, ROC, NWR region, Yadav sir. Immediate past president of ICAI and from our own city, C. Aniket Talati. And we work since last 15 years when I started my journey in Ahmedabad branch to Central Council. Immediate पास्ट प्रेसिडेंट से पहले प्रेसिडेंट थे डॉक्टर देवाशीष मित्रा, जिनके अंडर में मैंने आर्टिकलशिप चालू थी काउंसिल में. सर आपसे आई लर्न लॉट ऑफ फ्रॉम यू इन द काउंसिल. माय कलीग इन द सेंट्रल काउंसिल मेंबर एंड chairperson of the Women Empowerment Committee, Preeti Savla Madam. She is working hard in the council and she is always available for members at large. Chairman of the Ahmedabad branch, most vibrant branch because we are having a 14,000 member, and the Sunil Pai, I'm seeing the workings of the Sunil Pai day and day night for the members and students at large. In this week, there is 3 to 4 programs lined up by the Sunil Pai. Secretary of the branch, Sunit Bhai Sham. Of the dais, our Central Council member from Ahmedabad, Dinal Bhai Shah, Secretary Abhinav Bhai Malviya, Samir Bhai Chaudhary, Vice Chairman Neerav Agrawal ji, Rinkesh Bhai, Managing Committee member, Regional Council member Chintan Bhai Shah, 5 Vice Chairman of WIRC, Parag Bhai Rawal, and respected members. It remains present in this morning on the program of Conclave of Independent Directors. Sir, what the independent director doing it? Is to just improve the corporate governance, advise to the board, because it's the non-executive directors. So it's just after the coming of Companies Act 2030, this is very, very important for the stakeholders. The role of independent director is very crucial. So I will not take much on the speech of the independent director, because the panelist is here, all these learned fellow and faculty members, they will guide you for the how to become an independent director, what is role, what is responsibility. So this year, ICI is doing a wonderful job, and in this year we are celebrating the 75th year of inception. And the president has lined up various programs across the country. This year, one committee set up by the president is AI in ICI. That is artificial intelligence in ICI. It means they are bringing a office tool, ChatGPT, for the members and students at large. So if you want to draft an appeal of income tax or a GST or a ROC drafting, they will just you give fact to the computer and they will guide completely draft petition for you. Even though human intervention is there, but it will make your life very easy. So you will not take much time on the drafting part. Another AI for the students. So we are a major stakeholder of students. There are around 9 lakh students across the country in CA course. So we are making tools available to the student if they want to make analysis about the holding company question are asking which exam. So they will give you the whole picture of the holding company since last inception. So it will be very useful tool for the student at large, because I have seen in the council that there are 3rd generation chartered accountant in our course. So it's better for us that the parents puts their faith in the profession. I've seen that Dinal Bhai is a 3rd generation chartered accountants. Aniket sir is a 3rd generation chartered accountant. So तीन पीढ़ी से अगर कोई प्रोफेशन में विश्वास है, ऐसे प्रोफेशन में अपने हैं, तो अपने लिए गर्व की बात है. It's pride for us. So अगर अपने प्रोफेशन में अपने को विश्वास नहीं होता, शायद नेक्स्ट जनरेशन तो नहीं आती इस प्रोफेशन में. ICI is using technology in exam. I'm working with the Devasis Mitra sir and Aniket sir. When I was working in the exam committee, we were able to deliver inter and final simultaneously on the 10th of the January. We are not giving result on 10th of January, but the those apply for membership on the 11th of the January, we will able to give a certificate of practice and membership on the 12th of the January. So that's the fast working. So now government is not government and ICI is not a government. We are doing lot of works for the member and student. I will not take much of time because all learned faculty and panelists here. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you so much.
Now I request Preeti Savla ma'am to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Very respected chief guest, Shri G.D. Yadav ji, and honorable past presidents, C. Dr. Debashish Mitra ji, C. Aniket Talati ji, my dear friend and colleague in the council, C. Purushottam Khandelwal ji, the chairman of the branch, Sunil Bhai, vice chairman Neerav Bhai, and entire team. I can see very senior members, past council member Dinal Bhai, past vice chairman WIRC Parag Bhai, and regional council member Chintan Bhai. The panel moderator is also here, Priyanshu Bhai, other panelists, seniors, and my dear friends. It's a pleasure to be here on Thursday, a weekday, and I really appreciate that all in the midst of the work on this weekday has come to have this session. So how this program has been conceptualized is, friends, in the year 2014, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs has come out with a new regulation to have independent directors on the board, and also mandatory one women independent director, and the maximum tenure of this IDs should be 2 terms of 5 years. So that is 10 years maximum. And accordingly, this is the year 2024. The lot of independent directors are retiring, and there are a lot of opportunities are there for chartered accountants as an independent director. Friends, this Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs maintains the data bank of independent directors, and in that one has to give the exam, that is online proficiency test, and after that you can become the ID. However, for chartered accountants it has been exempted, and I would say that there are about 24,000 members who are registered, exactly 23,690 members who are registered on this IICA, and out of which 4,857 members are exempted. These are like professionals. So these are amongst chartered accountants also who are eligible to be independent director, and out of which, friends, there are 9,000 about listed companies and other than listed companies also who require mandatory independent director's position. So under the able guidance of Mitra sir, who is heading at present corporate law and corporate governance committee, we have, WMEC has thought ki why don't we reach out to all the members and convey that this position and the opportunity, the great opportunity for our members, and along with that who are already as an independent director, we should also do knowledge sharing activity with the experience of all learned, experienced independent directors, the CFOs and the auditors, and accordingly we have come out with this program. We have already done one at Mumbai, now at Ahmedabad, and going forward in various cities across India. So this is how this program has been structured, but I would say that the entire credit of the program goes to C.A. Purushottam Khandelwal, who has actually done a lot of work to have this program and ensure that the maximum participation is there. So round of applause for Purushottam Bhai, who has actually conceptualized and ensured that this program is happening at Ahmedabad. So Mitra sir, that is under your guidance. We have done a lot of work under Mitra sir, and again me and Purushottam Bhai were together when we have come out with this ICI called Sahayata. For that, under the leadership and guidance of Aniket Bhai also, I would say we have done more than 100 meetings, and today, friends, in about 15 to 16 months, this ICI call Sahayata has answered more than 11 lakhs calls successfully for the members and students. Again, what I would say about Aniket Bhai, always available, and under his guidance, we are able to do all successful initiatives, whether relating to the technical or anything. So, and again, one of the best example which is there in Ahmedabad, that is the branch building which has been done under his presidentship, the execution part, and along with Purushottam Bhai, and that is one of the best example. There are various such examples. I'm not going into that, but we always have a great support of Aniket Bhai in council. Again, I should appreciate all the efforts of Ahmedabad branch, who has conducted this program, and is always there to ensure that they disseminate the best knowledge for all the members and students. So my appreciation to entire team of Ahmedabad branch, congratulations, and you are the people who are lucky to have Ahmedabad branch, which is doing really well. With these words, I welcome all of you and ensure that you get the best value add with this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I request our past president of ICI, Debashish Mitra ji, to address the gathering.
GC Yadav, the Regional Director, Minister of Corporate Affairs. You see, I know him for a long time, and he has been a friend of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, a friend of the Chartered Accountants. Sir, it's a great pleasure meeting you here. Um, Immediate past President, Aniket Talati, my two council colleagues, Purushottam Khandelwal, Preeti Savla, the Sunil Sangvi, the chairman of the Ahmedabad branch, the secretary, Sunit Shah, my former council colleague sitting in the front row, Dhinal Shah, whom I am meeting for after a long, long time. You see, all the past chairmen of this branch, the past regional council members, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very good morning to all of you. My great pleasure coming back to Ahmedabad, because this is one place where I have very fond memories. He was just reminding me, Purushottam Bhai, that you see the foundation stone of your building was laid by me, courtesy this tall man, Aniket Talati. At that time, I was almost, you see, on the verge of laying down my office, but he said that before I lay down my office, I must, you see, lay the foundation stone of this building, and you see, it's totally his credit. And let me tell you, I'll just go on talking about them. Let me tell you how well past President Aniket Talati has led the institute from the front. All of you should be very proud of him. We at the council are extremely proud of his achievements, the way he has ensured that the flag of the profession is kept flying very, very high. So you see, Aniket has done excellently well. And you see, over a period of time, the only problem that I have had with him is standing next to him. Because, I'm a bit short man, and this is standing next to him. You see, so many people, they said that you should wear heels. And you see, put on new soles in your shoes, so that you look, adequately respectable standing next to him. But you see, it's been such a pleasure working with him. Preeti Savla, extremely aggressive as the chairperson of a Women's Excellence Committee, and it was her idea. CLC, I am the CLC chairman, but she said that let us do it. And then I said, how? Because the time was very short. So I said, how are you going to do it? Because see, yesterday we had a program for bank independent directors in Mumbai, right? I said, how are you going to do it? So she, and she's going to have a very big women's conference in Bombay on the 29th, right? So you see, where she sees, I think she's closing registration, she was telling me, and doing so very well. And she said, we will do it because there is Purushottam Khandelwal in Ahmedabad. Right, so you see, I said that, he said that once Purushottam Bhai is there, don't worry, he will take care of everything. So, you see, I was just inquiring that how many registrations. So, that is the only thing that I was inquiring. And let me tell you, this gentleman to my left, Purushottam Khandelwal, he has also made all of you so proud, so sincere in his work, and doing so well in the council, ensuring that the profession continues to be respected. So, you see, he deserves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And the gentleman who is sitting in my front, you see, my friend, 3 years I have been with him, watching him. You see, he is basically, from what I understand, a tax man. And then, you see, he went on to do Indies. And I was to see, Indies, Dhinal Bhai, Indies. Then suddenly Dhinal Bhai ka fir metamorphosis ho gaya, change ho gaya. Oh, abhi insolvency mein chala gaya. So the trick is, according to him, that a chartered accountant is so adaptive. That is how it is. That is what he showed me. That you see, you have intelligence level above the average. And if you want, you can do wonders. You can do magic. Right? So you see, it's been a great pleasure meeting him, although you see, he's an older version of himself. So you see, whatever I saw of him 9 years or 6 years back, I see that he's got white hair now, and see, so that's what it is. But thumbs up to people like Dhinal Bhai, who has done so much for the well-being of the profession. Thank you, Dhinal Bhai. Coming to the topic today, and I find today when I came inside, and yesterday also, people were congratulating me. He said, great statements they were saying. I said, what? They said that, see, 2 years back you said audit is a serious business. I said that, yes, I said that, and when I said that, I was heavily criticized. But why do you want people to get out of audit? And now, as soon as people have started getting notices from various sides, they have started saying that, Debashish, whatever you said earlier is right, that audit is really a serious business, right? Actually it is. And as we go ahead in the corporate governance, in the session that we are going to have today, we'll discuss these various facets of the corporate governance and various facets of audit. But let me tell you this whole concept of independent directors. Those of us who have followed the concept, it was clause 49 of SEBI LODR regulations which talked about independent directors. The Companies Act never spoke about it till Companies Act 2013 came into being, and if I recall correctly, section 149. Right, and it was at that time that the people they started talking about and taking note of independent directors. Then came the position, and please note, I still recall, it was the J.J. Irani committee which had drafted the Companies Act. They prepared a concept paper. Yadav sir will correct me if I'm wrong. At that time, you see, there was a 33% reservation in the concept paper for women, right? So there was this big debate, gender versus merit debate at that point of time. That should we go for, you see, is it just the gender for which the woman director should come in as part of corporate governance? And there were so many, I still recall, Dr. P.C. Gupta, he was the Minister of Corporate Affairs, Park Hotel, Calcutta, about 10 to 12 years back. Or more, maybe more than that. The concept paper had just come out. And there were those ladies who stood up. They said that, look, we should be made independent directors based on merit. Gender should not be a consideration. And P.C. Gupta and J.J. Irani, I see, noting all this. Right, those were the days, and now we have come to a stage where for certain companies, women directors are, required. The institute has got a publication on the role of women directors in the board. I don't know, so many ladies here, how many of you have seen that publication? It's an excellent publication. It talks about why we need women directors, right? And I still recall that in the year 2018 or 2019, we had this Uday Kotak Committee on Corporate Governance, right? And Nilesh Vikamse was a member, I was a member at that time, and see, very frequently I used to attend those meetings. And one whole day was taken in a meeting of whether these women directors whom you have, should they be independent? Should they be independent? Or they can be, or whether they can continue to be women directors without being independent. And then consequent to the Uday Kotak Committee recommendations, we had a situation where they said that women directors also need to be independent for certain categories of companies, So the change has been so much on the corporate governance front, on the independent directors front. Yesterday, a question was raised in a seminar. The independent directors, M.M. Chitle was there, past president. He was saying, independent directors must never take a role in operations. Dinal Bhai, he was saying that operations, he should stay away. He has nothing to do with operations. Some independent director raised his hand. He said, no. That is not right. And Kamlesh Vikamse was also sitting there, and as we go ahead, I try to make things spicy. So he said, how can Chitle sir say that you cannot take part in operations when, in the case of a bank, it was a program for all bank independent directors. In the case of bank, so many big credit proposals comes to the board for consideration. An independent director sits in the board. So an independent director can never avoid taking decisions on operations. I asked Kamlesh Vikamse, I said that, sir, what do you say? He said that, yes. Then somebody at the end said that, look, sir, I'm in the board, I'm an independent director, I know the proposal is wrong, but what to do? And I said that, look, what has the course taught you? Raise your hand up and say that I do not agree. That's the best thing that you can do. He said, sir, मैं बेबस हो गया, क्या करें? Raise your hand up and say, I do not agree. That is what it is, right? So, you see, that is the way we shall go forward. I congratulate the Ahmedabad branch for having organized this program, for having got such a list of excellent speakers. And I'm sure as we go ahead in the day, we'll have a very enlightening, interesting, and enjoyable session. I wish all of you the very best, and I wish all of you happy learning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It's always a pleasure to listen to you. and your words along coupled with the actions that you do during the speeches are the best. Yesterday I was going through a reel on Instagram or somewhere where there was by whatever ways we go, by whatever means we use the conveyance, the yellow taxi of Calcutta will always remain the best. Thank you so much for the wonderful deliberation. Now I request Aniket Talati sir, immediate past president of ICI, to address the gathering.
Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm mindful of the fact that you have the first session to start in a few minutes and the Honorable Chief Guest is to speak, so I'll try and be as brief as possible. To the Chief Guest of today, thank you so much, Shri G.C. Yadavji, for gracing this occasion. I think the most befitting person, the Regional Director for Ministry of Corporate Affairs, whose, I think, ambit and overall supervision, of course, the Institute works as the ministry, but also somebody who's very much in charge of the corporate affairs here in the state. And sir, therefore, we are extremely thankful to you for acknowledging and agreeing to our request and coming here. To my boss for 1 year, when I was the Vice President, Debashish Mitra ji, I think you heard the fluency with which he spoke, Clause 49 of the listing agreement of SEBI, Section 149, he spoke about the J.J. Irani committee and then brought it down to the Uday Kotak committee, which was constituted by SEBI. And it was this, I believe, understanding of his of corporate laws, which we all in the council, when we joined, were extremely impressed with. And I think even today, it may be the Companies Act, it may be the entire creation and augmentation of NFRA, with dates, what has happened is still fresh in his mind. And sir, it's always a pleasure to hear you. So thank you for making the trip. You were there in Mumbai yesterday to address the RBI and ICI joint conference, and you have agreed to come here before you go to Delhi. To Preeti Ben, who comes from Mumbai and heads a very important committee of women chartered accountants. Today, I think I very proudly say that 1 in every 3 chartered accountants are women, and more than 42% of the students pursuing the course are women. So the Parliament may still be thinking, they have enacted an act, we'll see if it becomes applicable in 2029 or not, to have 1 in 3 parliamentarians as women. But at the Institute, we already have achieved that ratio of 1 in 3 chartered accountants being women. And if you plot this on a graph and you look at the growth of women members, I think in the next 15 to 20 years, we probably will be in a situation where we'll have more women chartered accountants than male chartered accountants. And that's something we'll be all extremely proud of. So, Preeti Ben, great work that you're doing for our women members, and extremely delighted to have this conference here in Ahmedabad. Purushottam Bhai, I think everybody has spoken. What do I say? I've had a long journey with him of starting with the branch managing committee and now both of us in the council together. Extremely hardworking, dedicated, and I think always available at the beck and call of membership for any aspect. And I think the best part is the entire gambit of area that he tries to cover in terms of delivering the best subjects to the members. If there's a small change in the GST, he will have a seminar, invite people, new income tax forms, he will get involved and see how I can train my members in practice. And yet has the larger vision that when we are sitting in 2024 and we are going to have so many changes in the boards of companies and reconstitution, how can our members of Ahmedabad benefit by becoming independent directors? So truly, Purushottam Bhai, tremendous passion that you have for this membership, and I'm sure it will continue going forward. Chairman of the branch, Sunil Bhai, who's been, I think, very actively working. We're delighted this term to have 3 wonderful chairpersons who've done wonderful work, and each has bettered the previous chairperson. I'm sure this year too, Sunil Bhai, under your leadership, we are of course moving to the new building very shortly, but also I think the activities that you are doing, the wonderful direct tax conference that you did, and now the CA Day which is approaching, I'm sure the branch will continue with Sunit Bhai and the entire managing committee, Rinkesh Bhai, Samir Bhai, Neerav Bhai, who are all here. 2 gentlemen, I think I spoke of 2009, that I will have to mention here, under whom I started working in the managing committee. Dinal Bhai was then the new central council member, and Parag Bhai was at that time the regional council member. And 2 very important opportunities, I think, if they have mushroomed and they have been able to grow across the country. I think Dinal Bhai was the person who spearheaded not just the writing of the IBC law, but its implementation and training our members to create wonderful opportunity. And today, I think I was in the triple IPI last year and the year before that. If we can proudly say that chartered accountants are dominating the insolvency and bankruptcy code, I think it is because of the efforts of Dinal Bhai and the entire committee at that time. And similarly, I think, Parag Bhai, the efforts that you put in for intensive courses on Ind AS to educate members on Ind AS across the region at that time as Vice Chairman of WIRC. So truly great to have both of you here in this conference. My colleague in the Regional Council, Chintan Bhai, again, I'm sure a wealth of knowledge and the kind of distribution of I think dissemination of knowledge that you do through your videos and other aspects, really commendable. We are joined by our past president, Nihar Jambusaria ji, again, somebody who presided over the council and led the profession in one of the toughest times. We were facing Corona, so many uncertainties. You cannot imagine, even today as a president, when you are sitting, Debashish ji will vouch for me, the exams, you're sitting in prayer, hoping that they go well, and yet to conduct the examination in such a phenomenal way that the Supreme Court of India said that if you want to learn how to conduct examination, learn it from ICI. I think, Nayar Bhai, your efforts during COVID especially has been tremendous. We have learned a lot, very calm, very patient, and yet dealt with such a tremendous situation of unparalleled, I think, scenario that we saw, not just for our students in examination, but even for membership. The other speakers, Savan Bhai who's here, Kshitij Bhai is going to speak. Ladies and gentlemen, I think very important that all of you appreciate that when this outreach program and this full day conference is being done, where you are going to have stalwarts speaking on the role of independent directors, I think you have to understand both sides of the coin. Yes, it is an opportunity, but please don't take it as something which is just a remunerative function which will give you sitting fees, but it is going to be extremely important. I think Debashish Mitra ji very rightly mentioned, as chartered accountants, we wear many hats. You can migrate from income tax to Ind AS to insolvency to GST and so many other laws. And I think it is this unique feature and this unique skills that we as chartered accountants have of understanding operations, of understanding compliances and laws, which makes us the best possible independent director candidates for companies who are actually looking for candidates who can add value. And believe me, in today's time, you look at the top corporate companies, they all want independent directors who are able to fulfill these requirements. And yes, as an independent director, it's very important for us to understand that you will have to not just be there sitting in the board and nodding every time. And of course, you're not expected to be executive director and getting involved in operations, guiding the company, giving it strategy, or maybe even looking at invoices. It's a very fine balance that is expected of an independent director. Yesterday, we have the executive director of RBI, and he made a very valid point. He says, as an independent director on the board of banks, of fintech companies, of NBFCs, you must not only question the policies, the procedures, and the role of management, but today so much of credit appraisal is happening using tools where you will have the credit score being obtained from one API, you will probably have the GST registration and details coming automatically, you will have the income tax details being pulled, and the software telling you whether you're eligible for a loan. So many of us, we have our mobile app where you have the application of the bank that you use, and we get alerts, pre-approved loan of so much, pre-approved loan, housing loan available to you. And these are all done using artificial intelligence. But his point was that as independent directors, you cannot simply rely on what is being thrown by that black box of computer using maybe various parameters, but it is your role also to question whether that credit appraisal is actually accurate, because you don't want to have a situation where yes, there is not enough growth in the corporate lending, but too much growth happens in the consumer lending, and then that's a bubble which is waiting to burst. So I think as independent directors, very important for us to use our understanding and question certain aspects in the board. I think it was answered yesterday. It's okay not to agree. It's okay to register your dissent. And especially in today's world where MCA has allowed virtual meetings, where you have recorded meetings happening, I think these questions, what you do, how you behave, and what are the kind of queries that you raise are going to be extremely critical. At the Institute, I think last year I got the unique opportunity, of course, to launch the new course curriculum. We have this new logo, because we used to feel wherever we used to go abroad, people used to proudly say, I'm Alex, I'm CP Australia, I'm John, I'm CP Ireland. And we didn't have a logo or a qualification. I think now we can all very proudly say, hi, I'm Purushottam Khandelwal, I'm CA India. And I think we tried to give that feeling of pride of having the nation. So yes, we launched this new logo last year, so many other initiatives that we did. But one thing that I'm very proud of, and I'm always making a point to mention this in any gathering that we have of chartered accountants, there are so many tools that we created last year for our members. Friends, Institute has hundreds of publications, and I know they get forwarded on WhatsApp. Many of us don't even end up reading top 10 pages of those publications. And I realized that there are standards in auditing which are benchmarked with the international standards. But there's a concept of materiality, and how many of us actually know how to apply materiality? You say, yes, the amount is not material. How do you determine materiality? How do you do risk assessment? And today, through the Center of Audit Quality, in last 1 year, we have come out with 7 to 8 fantastic tools, which I would urge each one of you. You may be in practice, use it to determine materiality, use it to draft your engagement letters, use it to draft management letters and management representation letters. Every single aspect of audit standards, of audit quality, is today made available by the Institute through tools. During Dr. Mitra's time, we, through the CLCGC, came up with another very important offering through Probe 42. And today there are so many other softwares available, where you can simply enter the name of the company and you will have the entire chart of related parties present in front of you. And why do I say it? If you look at the NFRA orders today, if you look at any of these other notices which Dr. Mitra mentioned which are being issued, the biggest area of concern are related party transactions. And how do you identify whether these related parties have been accurately reported? I think two very important functions as independent directors. One, ask those questions to the auditors in the audit committee. Have you received a list of related parties? What is it that you have done independently to determine them? And of course, I think today you go to a website like Zoba, like Pro 42, in a matter of minutes, you will know which are the group companies, which are the companies registered on the same address. And it is today not difficult for you to identify those companies. So what I'm telling you is that extremely critical that as we take up this role of independent directors, we must also be very mindful that ગુજરાતીનો ટર્મ છે આપણે શોભાના ગાંઠિયાના બની રહીએ બોર્ડ પર. We are not there just to add ornamental value to the board, but we actually add value because it is our presence on which the government, the regulators, the investors, and so many other stakeholders also rely upon. Don't be a shark and don't, of course, be a forensic auditor. That is not the expectation. But at the same time, there's one word which our profession teaches us, which I think should be the parting takeaway for all of us: skepticism. Let's be a little skeptical. Let's ask the right questions in the board. And if we do that, I am extremely confident that this unique role of being independent directors, which is given to chartered accountants by so many companies, and I think is a unique feature in India. So many developed countries do not have independent directors concept. They say if it's a board's responsibility, corporate governance means it's a company. It can either be state-run or family-run. If you are family-run or if you are professionally run, it's the responsibility of the professional people to manage corporate governance, not outsiders to bring it in. I think we have done a wonderful thing in the Companies Act and through SEBI to merge it and say that no, we need independent directors. So let us live up to the expectation of all these stakeholders. And once again, my compliments to all these members who have chosen to upskill yourselves and learn from experts about what are the expectations from independent directors. Thank you once again, and wishing all of us all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the excellent deliberation as always, with the kind of, with the ocean of knowledge and with the ocean of experiences that you possess. Thank you so much. Now, most awaited, we request GC Yadav, sir, Regional Director of Ministry of Corporate Affairs, to address the gathering. A brief profile I will share with you all. Shri GC Yadav ji is an ICLS officer of Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and he has joined Ministry of Corporate Affairs in the year 1998. He possesses Bachelor's of Science degree. He is a law graduate of 1986. As on date, he has completed 26 years in the ministry. His vast experience in legal branch and MCA are as under, where he was in legal profession 1986 to 98. Joined MCA as AROC Kolkata in 1998. He has been an official liquidator Odisha in 2002 to 2006. He has been an official liquidator in Bihar from 2006 to 2009. ROC cum official liquidator in NER 2009 to 14. Official liquidator Bangalore 2014 to 18, and ROC Kerala from 2018 to 22. Presently, he is Joint Director and Officiating Regional Director NWR Ahmedabad till date. I request all of you with a big round of applause to welcome GC Yadav sir for a deliberation. Please, sir.
Very good morning to all of you. Respected ex-chairman of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, my dear Devasis Mitra sir, ex-president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Mr. Talwati sir, present chairman of the Institute of the Ahmedabad chapter, Madam Preeti Salva, other independent directors, dignitaries of the dais, senior members and colleagues. At the very outset, I would like to express my deep gratitude from the deepest heart for inviting me to join this ocean of knowledge. You have might be noted, I have not used the word past president. I have used the ex-president. I took it, this is my personal feeling, the tense is only two. Present is not there, past and future. Present gone, this second gone. Present has no value. Only value, future we don't know what will happen, but we live for future by taking the lesson from the past. Therefore, they are our brand ambassador past. What has been done, what better can be done, we are planning for the future. Okay. Now I am coming for today's topic, independent director. Very good topic, that is very interesting topic, particularly for me. Independent director, as a common sense, common man, independent director means should not be related with the management of the company. But there are three terms. The independent directors should not have any material or pecuniary relationship with the company, and he should not be related party, related person with the company. These three terms, material, pecuniary and related, these are very subjective in nature, and you will come across during the session took by the panelists. These are very, very subjective, subject to certain exceptions. One confusion or curiosity I am having, suppose you were the chartered accountant, auditor in certain company for 5 years, 10 years, be whatever. And you can be independent director in that company itself after a moratorium of 3 years. If I am wrong, I may be corrected. After 3, 4, 5 years, you can be appointed as independent director in that company also. You will not be covered under the criteria related person or having any pecuniary relationship. Just my curiosity is to know, suppose, जैसे कि to be independent director, first you should be the member of data bank, and data bank, for that data bank maintained by the Institute of Corporate Affairs, Academy of Corporate Affairs, there is a proficiency test, and certain class of persons are exempted from the proficiency test, like you, the knowledgeable persons of the Institute Chartered Accountant, and certain officers of the central government as well as state government also, like us. They are exempted, I think. Rule 6.4. So suppose I am not going to be independent director after retirement. Let it be very clear. Just this is my curiosity. Suppose I am inducted on the data bank. And I have dealt with so many companies during my official position. Whether I can be also inducted as a director, जहाँ तक मैंने देखा कोशिश किया पढ़ने की जानने की, but I could not get reply to my question. Sir, next thing is, जैसे है certain class of categories companies are there who will appoint the independent chartered accountant, listed company, minimum 1/3 of the total board of directors. Other companies, minimum 2 directors, then paid up criteria, turnover, and the outstanding loan. These are the certain criteria for appointment of the independent director. When you are going to be an independent director or you are going to be member of the board of directors in any company, what precaution you should have? Before jumping in deep water, first you should ensure whether this water is pollution free, whether this water is free of sharks, whether this water is free of, उसमें कोई सांप वोप तो नहीं है पानी वाले, या शार्क तो नहीं जो आपको डस ले, या पानी ही पोल्यूटेड तो नहीं है. तो बिफोर बिकमिंग मेंबर, what due diligence should be taken care by the person who is going to be member of the board of director in capacity of independent director. First thing, certainly again, I will not try to enlight the lamp before the sun. I will again say you will come across to all these points in the session of panelists. They are very, very expert. I will not commit that crime that to enlight the lamp before the sun. Sir, first point is to be seen whether all the directors and the officers, management, including the officers of the company, are insured or not. Second, any pending lawsuits is there against the board of directors. Why this insurance? Suppose if you are as in capacity of independent director in any suit, you may also be answerable to put certain question, you may be also put to certain liabilities in the arising out of lawsuits. If everyone is insured and you are insured, then that liability will be covered from the insurance agency. Lawsuits is there. पहले आप ये देख लो कि क्या लीगल सूट्स चल रहे हैं अगेंस्ट मैनेजमेंट. मतलब वही कहने का कि अगर वाटर पोल्यूटेड है तो डोंट टेक बाथ इन दी पोल्यूटेड वाटर. थर्ड इज कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस. कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस में वेदर एनीबडी आर एनीबडी इज हैविंग गोल्डन हैंड शेयर. अगर उस कंपनी का मैनेजमेंट किसी एक आदमी दो आदमी के हाथ में है, उसका शेयर चलेगा, उसका से चलेगा, तो ये भी आप देख लो. इस तरह से सर्टेन पैरामीटर्स आर देयर बिफोर ज्वाइनिंग द बोर्ड इन कैपेसिटी ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर. व्हाट नीड्स टू बी लुक्ड इनटू. दिस मतलब दैट मे बी प्रिकॉशनरी मेजर. And very important thing I would say, Mitra sir, if I am wrong, I may be corrected. You should see what is the mechanism of evaluation of independent directors. How they are evaluating. Suppose if they are for satisfactory, they are putting 1 mark, and for unsatisfactory, they are putting 0. I think I am not द प्रोफेशनल पर्सन. जैसा कि मेरे उसमें ही बताया पोर्टफोलियो में इन्होंने कि मैं सिंपली लॉ ग्रेजुएट हूँ, साइंस का विद्यार्थी हूँ, कोई अकाउंटेंसी बैकग्राउंड नहीं है. तो उसमें यह है कि सर हाउ दे आर मेकिंग टू डू योर evaluation. Evaluation aspect is also very important. Why I am correlating this. Officiating as a regional director, I have come across with different ADT2. You might have ADT2 regarding removal of auditors filed by the companies. In that application, certain allegations may be there, certain things. I have decided more or less 50, 60 applications, but not a single case I have decided where any allegation has been made against the chartered accountant. To maintain the professional autonomy, to maintain the dignity of profession, if as a machinery of MCA, I am not protecting the professional autonomy, then how you will be the statutory auditor, independent auditor? Your independence character must be safeguarded by the agency of the MCA. In maximum cases, what I did, I took an affidavit that you withdraw all allegations, whatever you have labeled against chartered accountant, then I am going to allow. So now I am coming to topic evaluation method. तो आप उस कंपनी का आप स्टडी करो, देखो कि पहले भी कोई अगर इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर है था, इवैल्यूएशन उसका कैसे किया, क्या सेटिस्फैक्ट्री और जीरो तो नहीं देते हैं, इनकी प्रैक्टिस में क्या है. बिकॉज आप ऑडिटर से रिमूव हो जाओ, छोड़ दो, बट नॉट विद स्टिग्मा. विथ गोल्डन हैंडशेक देयर शुड बी रेजिग्नेशन और बी वॉट एवर, बट नॉट विद द स्टिग्मा. इसी तरह से ये देखो कि वो कंपनी वाले कहीं. तो इवैल्यूएशन प्रोसेस आप देख लो, ड्यू डिलिजेंस का देख लो. बाकी आई थिंक हमने साथ 13 मिनट से ज़्यादा ले लिया होगा, सॉरी. तो आई विल कंक्लूड एंड you should enjoy the session of the panelists, and they will enlighten you and they will discuss in elaborate. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your insights on independent directors and the corporate governance. Also, thank you so much for your presence, accepting our invitation as a chief guest and attending this event. I thank you, immediate past president of ICI, Aniket Talati, sir, past president of ICI, Debashish Mitra ji, Preeti Savla ma'am, and also Purushottam Khandelwal, sir, to be a part of this event. Thank you all the participants for gathering in big numbers. I wish you all a great learning and throughout the day. A big round of applause for all of them.